Hey everyone, I'm Grant Fluff from Floodsters Sports Zone and welcome back to another YouTube video. I realize I haven't filmed a video in 3 weeks, and whether I've been busy, with my broadcasting position or just hanging out with family and friends, I realize that is way too long. It's been 3 weeks, I gotta film something. And that got me to thinking, okay, well before I film something, what's a good video idea? I'm going to start a brand new series called Floodsters Topics. Basically, it's going to be me talking for 10-15 minutes, hopefully once or twice a week. I'm going to be talking about sports, giving you guys my predictions on stuff. I'm going to be talking about movies, songs. If you guys want to ask me some Q&A questions, feel free. But this is just going to basically be me talking about random topics for 10-15 minutes once or twice a week. Best way I can get content out before the NFL and NHL season starts. I guess we'll take it from there. If you guys like this idea, I'll continue to film more in the future. But without further ado, let's get into what I got to ramble about in the second week of July. Let's go for it. Alright, so first, the main reason why I haven't been filming is my broadcasting position with the Brockton Rocks. I am a production assistant with the Futures League Baseball Club in Massachusetts this summer, and I'm having a blast being a cameraman. As you see there, I got my own little Brockton Rocks polo shirt, and, I really enjoy it. We have a great broadcasting team over there. Our sideline reporter, Lucas, who took the picture of me right there, he's been doing a phenomenal job, not only with the sideline reporting, but he is now creating an interest in photography. Well, as you see there, he took a very nice picture of me smiling there. And overall, the entire broadcasting team, Brett, Chris, Cindy, Graham, Doug, you guys are doing fantastic this summer. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. And I'm kind of bummed we only have a few weeks left because you guys have been great. Alright, well obviously with the baseball season, well in at this point, we are past the All-Star break. I kind of want to ramble a little bit about my two teams, and of course that being the Boston Red Sox and the New York Mets. We're going to go to the Red Sox first because they are above 500, currently sitting at 51-44, 8 games back of the division lead. The Tampa Bay Rays have been incredible, and the Orioles are 8-2 in their last 10, so I'm pretty sure the Rays or Orioles are going to win the division. Maybe the Red Sox can leapfrog the Blue Jays for third, but, realistically, it just kind of sucks. Red Sox, they're either making a wild card spot and probably losing in the wild card round. It just sucks because if they were in the AL Central, they would be winning the division. They would be a 55-60 win team right now if they were in the AL Central. Let me get that straight out of the way. Same thing with the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Don't be fooled. Everyone in the AL East is great, and everyone in the AL Central, other than maybe the Twins and Guardians who are still battling it out for first place, they all suck. Personally, AL Central, I'm rooting for Detroit because if Miguel Cabrera could go out on top, that would be pretty cool. But, Tigers make the playoffs and their rebuild. That's who I'm personally rooting for. But the Red Sox, they're above 500. They're just in a really tough division. Unlike this team, the Mets. Yes, they are in a tough division. I get it. I had them finishing second. I have Braves 1, Mets 2, Phillies 3. In no way, shape, or form, in the middle of July, did I have the Marlins being 8.5 games ahead of us. Mets highest payroll in the league. Marlins one of the lowest. You bring in Justin Verlander, he hasn't been terrible, but you brought him in, hasn't done much. Brandon Nimmo, re-signed him to an 8-year deal. He hasn't done a crazy amount. Francisco Lindor, that was looking like an overpay. I was giving Lindor a little bit of credit last year. He really turned it on at the end of the year. But, I kind of sense when Edwin Diaz got injured in the World Baseball Classic, I just kind of sense that the Mets were going to have a terrible year because, obviously, we're the Mets. We always have bad luck when it comes to injuries. This is pathetic. And by the way, I just gotta say, yeah, it's a frustrating season, but if you're a Mets fan and you truly think Pete Alonso needs to be traded, you are an idiot, and please get the hell out of my fan base. Please and thank you. Mets pathetic. We're, I think, 6-4 or 7-3 in our last 10, but it doesn't matter. We're not even gonna make the playoffs. That's bad. Sticking with baseball, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. won the Home Run Derby. I did pretty much watch all of it, and, Mets fan, I'm looking for happiness. I'm like, okay, Pete Alonso could become the first time, the first 3-time home run derby winner. Wouldn't that be cool? Julio Rodriguez, bomb after bomb, hits 41. And the finals was lackluster. Congratulations to Vladdy for winning. But, he was facing Randy Arozarena. No disrespect at all to Randy Arozarena. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is beating you when it comes to smashing baseballs. I'm sorry. That's just how it works. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has one of the highest powers in the league. There's a reason why he's such a good power hitter. I mean, good congratulations for Randy Arozarena to get there, but you kind of sensed he wasn't going to win. Overall, I didn't really watch the All-Star game. I was covering the Rocks game that night. Congratulations on the National League for winning for once. First time since 2012. But, yeah. Good job for Vladdy winning the Home Run Derby. I was able to catch that. And overall, Home Run Derby's fun to watch every year. Hopefully next year we get to see Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto back in it. Because last year's was also really fun. But overall, Home Run Derby, I'd probably give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. Very entertaining. ESPN did a good job covering it as well. All right, we're switching to hockey. Do I talk about the Bruins? Yeah, I need to talk about the Bruins. Wow, this offseason has actually kind of sucked. I'm not even going to lie. Obviously we don't know if Bergeron or Krejci's coming back yet, and you kind of aren't going to know for a while, I'm assuming, at least if Bergeron's coming back. I think Krejci will retire, but wow, this really upsets me. Taylor Hall gets traded to the Blackhawks. Same thing with Nick Foligno. We basically trade them for a defenseman, Ian Mitchell, and a draft pick. Okay, whatever. You clear up salary cap to either bring back Dmitry Orlov or Tyler Bertuzzi. And you spend said money on the return of Milan Lucic. Great, team legend. Fourth line, now that Garnet Hathaway's in Philadelphia, I'm not upset about that. Morgan Ginky, good depth piece. James Van Riemsdyk, 35 years old, but on a 1-year deal. That's good. But Bertuzzi going to Toronto for $5.5 million. We had $5.5 million to give Bertuzzi. Are you kidding me? Why didn't we bring back Bertuzzi? That was the whole point of trading Taylor Hall, I thought, was to have enough salary cap room to re-sign Tyler Bertuzzi. That didn't happen. And by that point, Dmitry Orlov, he was long gone. He already signed his 4-year contract with Carolina. Connor Clifton, nope, he's already in Buffalo. You really missed out on some big names you could have re-signed. I don't think the Bruins are going to have as good as a year. Obviously, they just broke the record at 65 wins. They're not repeating that. But it just sucks that they went from the President's Trophy winner to probably the 3rd or the 4th seed in the Atlantic Division. It's Toronto's division to lose at this point. And adding in Tyler Bertuzzi, which pretty much makes them the most deadly top 6 forward core in all of hockey. Toronto, if you let Tampa Bay or Boston beat you for the division next year, that's bad on you guys. And I know the Maple Leafs D-core is still lackluster, but that's pretty bad on you guys. But so basically the Bruins let Hall, Foligno, Orlov, Hathaway, and Clifton walk for the return of Milan Lucic, Morgan Ginky, and Ian Mitchell. That is awful. And James Van Riemsdyk. Gives me a headache. I don't know what the hell the Bruins are doing right now, and it is really making me upset. But what are you going to do? The offseason ain't over. At least Jeremy Swayman got tendered. But this has been a terrible offseason for the Bruins, if I'm being completely honest. And staying on the hockey topic, it was announced yesterday that Mika Kiprusoff is in fact getting his number 34 retired by the Calgary Flames. Kiprusoff was one of my favorite goaltenders of my childhood. He wasn't my favorite. That was always Tim Thomas and Jonathan Quick. I also really liked Hendrik Lundqvist and Cam Ward. But I'd probably put Mika Kiprusoff at number 5 in terms of goalies I really enjoyed watching when I started watching hockey. I'm not here to talk about the 2004 Stanley Cup Finals, if, Jerome McGinley scored that goal or not. You know what? The past is the past, but yes, that does determine if Kiprusoff won a ring or not, which also probably determines if he ever makes the Hall of Fame or not, but at least he's a Calgary Flames legend. He was incredible to watch. One of my favorite goalies. I definitely want to get his jersey in the future. There's no, Calgary Flame jersey I really want. So I guess Kiprusoff by default would kind of be my favorite if I was to ever get a Flames jersey. But the number 34 will be hung up in the Raptors of the Saddle Dome on March 2nd, 2024. And I'll probably be watching that retirement speech. I'll watch every single jersey number retirement, but Mika Kiprusoff, like I mentioned, one of my favorite goalies from my childhood. I'll definitely be intrigued about that one. So congrats, Mika, one of the best Finnish goalies of all time. Congratulations on a great career, but you retired a decade ago. I don't know what took the Flames so long, but anyways, congratulations to Mika Kiprusoff. I cannot wait to see that ceremony. Alright, and before we move on to a song and some movies I want to talk about, I also want to just quickly throw in one NFL thing, and that is that the greatest jerseys of all time are back. That's right, the creamsicles, the orange, the white, the red, the jersey I got of Mike Allstott this past year. Oh, they brought him back, and I cannot wait for Week 6 against the Detroit Lions. When I might have to commentate that game. If the Jaguars are on I don't know when the Jaguars bye week is. Oh my God, I might have to commentate the debut of the creamsicles, because best jerseys ever in NFL history ever. You could have your debates, the Chargers, Eagles, Bengals, Dolphins. All those jerseys incredible. Even other Buccaneers jerseys are really good. But dude, these are the creamsicles, man. These are so good. Buckle Bruce back on the helmet. I'm super excited. I'm literally a kid in a candy store right now. Dude, I'm just so happy. My Mike Allstott creamsicle is probably my favorite non-Jaguars or Bruins jersey I own. And you knew it was coming back when the NFL, knew that they were going to have the helmets come back, when teams can wear different designed helmets. You knew that the creamsicles were coming back so they could have Buckle Bruce on the cover, on the helmet. So wow, I'm super excited for when they play Detroit this year and they get to debut those absolute beauties. Tampa Bay wearing the creamsicles for the first time since 2012, and I cannot wait. Alright, shifting gears, so we're getting away from sports. Now we're talking about a song, some movies, and a food I tried for the first time and I thought was absolutely delicious. But first and foremost, we need to talk about the new Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj song, Barbie Girl. Now, I know the new Barbie Girl movie's coming out, whatever. I'm sure it's going to be funny. I'm sure it's going to make a lot of money, but oh my God. I listened to this song willingly. I had no choice. My sister had control of the radio. She's going down the highway blasting this absolute putrid music, just blowing out her speakers. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What is this? Nicki Minaj, guys, at one point 10 to 12 years ago, she was elite. She was elite. 2009 to 2014, Nicki Minaj, absolutely elite. After she dropped Anaconda, she has just gone downhill, and this is the worst song yet. And I'm not an Ice Spice fan by any means. This song sucks. If you want to listen to it, feel free, but your ears are going to bleed less than 30 seconds in. Just not my recommendation. But speaking of recommendations, I have two movies for you guys to watch. First and foremost, I think you can actually watch this movie right now on HBO Max. It is Shazam #2. So basically, the second Shazam came out. I really enjoyed the first one. And so the second one came out, watched it. It was pretty good. Surprisingly, a lot of action packed during the second half of this movie. Pretty much the fight takes place in Philadelphia. Ironically, in Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies stadium, that plays a huge factor. So pretty much when Shazam is fighting, the bad guy, there's like an igloo, like Sandy's tree dome in SpongeBob. Basically, the villains drop, basically a tree dome on Citizens Bank Field. You think Shazam's gonna die. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. I say spoiler alert because you gotta watch the last 10 minutes to really believe it. But there was about for 2 minutes I thought Shazam actually did die. But of course, superhero gets revived. And let's just say Wonder Woman made a couple of nice cameo appearances, and I thought that was funny. At first, he thought he was talking to Wonder Woman, ended up being someone else, but at the end, Wonder Woman actually does show up as a cameo. Shazam wants to take her out on a date. She's like, I don't think so, bud. But overall, it was a pretty funny movie. And, for its serious moments, it also had its funny moments. So overall, I give Shazam probably the first one I'd give like an 8 out of 10. And this one, I think I would also give a 7, 8 out of 10. Very good. Very good. Alright, so that was Shazam 2, get rid of the hot, trendy movie right out of the way, because the second movie I want to talk about was the 1988 film, A Night at the Roxbury, by Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell. Now, if you guys don't know, Will Ferrell is my favorite actor, and my favorite movie of all time is Land of the Lost, so I guess this isn't much of a surprise that I really enjoyed this movie, but wow. Pretty much, they're in like their, I would say, 20s. They're working at their father's job. It's like a plant, store. But, they're messing everything up. They're just focused on, going to the club, getting dates, probably losing their virginity. This was like Steve Carell's 40-year-old version, but I thought way funnier. And so pretty much, okay, they eventually find girls to go out with because the two main characters, they're talking to the club owner. And so, basically the girls, they start to going out with the brothers because obviously they think they're rich. And then when they see him driving their dad's van, they're like, what? Where's your money? But it was crazy. And then Will Ferrell, he almost gets married at the end, but what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. That song, by the way, like 50% of the movie, that song is being played. Incredible soundtrack from just hit after hit from the 80s and 90s. Overall, the soundtrack was fantastic. The movie, like if you just wanted to sit down and watch like a Will Ferrell comedy movie, just like watch this, because this was incredible. And honestly, I think this might have been the movie that put both these guys on the scene, because this is, both these actors were in their late 20s when this movie was filmed. So overall, I say this was a fantastic movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. Again, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. You'll immediately get that song stuck in your head because they play it at least 15 times during the movie. But it's all for a good reason, and I had a great laugh watching it. Alright guys, and my last topic of the night is a food I literally had and I was in heaven while eating it. So pretty much when I went to Rockport, Massachusetts yesterday, I had shrimp tacos. Oh my gosh, guys, it's to kill for. It's shrimp and tacos. There was apparently, you could have added guacamole to it. I don't like guacamole, so I said no on that. But oh my gosh, it is 5 pieces of shrimp stuffed into an actual, shell, and it was incredible. It really was. I gobbled it up in 2 seconds. It was amazing. Try the Fish Shack in Rockport, Massachusetts, if you ever stop by, because this is where you can find this delicious item. Like perfectly crisp shrimp with the taco shell and beef. Oh my god. To kill for, ladies and gentlemen. But that was my last topic of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun talking just about, random stuff. A little bit of hockey, a little bit of hockey, baseball, and football, along with, some movies I've been watching, some foods I've been trying. Unfortunately, that god-awful Nicki Minaj song. Again, guys, if you want to listen to good Nicki Minaj, go listen to some Nicki Minaj from, 15-ish years ago. I promise. Significantly better. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys hopefully end of this week, sometime next week, with another edition of the Floodsters Topics.